We're alive. Well, we're recording.
We're recording live.
Welcome, Dustin Siler. Thank you so much for being with me.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Yes. So what prompted this is we met at the SquadUp Summit.
Mm-hmm.
Ace talked about setting some goals and taking action. And that was like on the last part of the last day. And so what I started doing is reaching out to everybody that I'm meeting or that I've met and getting together, talking about your top 3 goals that you're going to get done in the next 60 days. But first, I've said your name, but tell us a little bit about you. I mean, you were on the stage, so I'm sure many people already know who you are, but quick intro and like, how did you get started in real estate?
Yeah, I don't know how many people know who I am, but this is we're going out on your channel, so I'm sure to get wide views here, which is great, and I appreciate it. So Dustin Siler, I got into real estate. So I work primarily in healthcare. I have a W-2. I'm a physician assistant, work in trauma surgery. When I bought a home back in 2008, right in the best time on earth to buy homes as the market was crashing, I went to PA school a number of years after that. I have always loved real estate. I've always wanted to be in real estate, but the home that I bought in 2008 and 2013, if I had sold it when I went to PA school, I wasn't going to make a ton out of it. So I kind of became a default landlord. It was almost to the point where it was like getting back to break even for me, but I didn't want to give up my house. I knew I was coming back. So I became a default landlord, and I learned that I loved having someone else pay my mortgage for me. It was great. And then I kept the property, and it had appreciated quite a bit as well. So I started learning the power of appreciation and equity in my home and things like that. So that default landlord situation started spurring me to obtain more properties. And I was obtaining them traditionally, putting 20-25% down on a conventional loan. The rates were creeping up. I think the lowest rate I got on my traditional homes was like 5.25, I think, and I had to buy that down a little bit to get there. My home that I bought in 2008, I have a 3% interest rate on, right? So I saw the creeping up of interest rates and home prices. And I learned that you quickly scale out of traditional home buying. Yeah. And so because of that, I started looking for alternative ways, first off, of making more money so I could buy more homes. That led me to Pace and his Gator lending, which led me to Sub 2, which led me to creative finance. And I started learning that there was a better way to obtain real estate properties and things like that. And so in fact, I was just on a call with the people that I was buying traditional. I was a turnkey seller that I'd bought traditional homes from before, and they wanted to talk to me about my goals and how they could help me with my portfolio. And I said, unless you guys start offering creative finance, I am never paying 25% down again for a property. So, it's really changed things there. And that's kind of how I got into real estate, and then started working to scale a lot more, because I learned that you can think outside of the box and do more when you do that. So,
I love it. So your primary was 2008, and then you turned it at what, like, when did you say? And then you started buying from then?
Yeah, I turned it into a rental in 2013 when I went to school. And then when I moved back, there were some life things that happened. When I moved back to Utah, which is where I live, I was married at that time. And so we weren't going to work in my townhouse. So I continued to keep it as a rental. Life happened, that ended. And then I moved back into my townhome. Once the renters were out of it, I moved back into it. And that was my primary residence that I bought in 2008. So I moved back into it in 2018. So yeah, and that's about the same time that I started buying traditional homes. Was I guess 2020 maybe was when 2019, 2020 was when I started buying a lot more traditional homes. Got into Sub 2 in 2022, and almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
Look at that. So I joined Sub 2 last March. So I've been in just over a year. So Yeah, I love hearing from people that have been in it a little bit longer, right? Especially since the beginning. It's just like amazing
Oh
how
yeah,
much has changed
right.
since then. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, um, you told me before we hit record that you weren't there for the goal setting.
What?
So,
That doesn't sound familiar. I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, you can't take it back now.
I know I missed that, and
Oh,
I wish that this stuff ended up in the Zoom vault, but I don't think it did. I was trying to get back in there for it because I really wanted to be there for the goal setting, and I kept getting stopped in the hallway, and I was meeting so many amazing people. We were having awesome discussions, and there was just a lot of people, new friends, new partners, and
yeah.
that kind of stuff to meet. And unfortunately, before I knew it, time had gotten away from us, and the session was ending, so I did miss it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for your benefit, what we did very high level is we talked about Pace had us first write down 10 goals that we wanted to achieve.
Hmm.
And then after we wrote those down, he said, okay, circle 3 of those. So we circled 3. And then he said, okay, these are going to be the 3 you're going to get done in the next 60 days.
Hmm.
So, anybody now, you've heard this. So anybody watching this podcast can do this, right? Like write
Yeah.
out your 10 goals, circle the 3 that you are going to commit to doing in the next 60 days. And then how about you reach out to me and let's do this? Like, let's get on a podcast together. Anybody who's watching this, let's get on a podcast and go through your goals. And then we can circle back in 60 days and do it.
Love
Because that helps me too, right? So
that.
I'm trying to build my social media and my podcast. So we help each other this way.
Yes.
Um, so when I reached out and said, would you get on and talk to me about your 3 goals? Did you even know what I was talking about?
I had an idea.
Okay. What did you come up with then?
Well, I definitely have goals, and
Yeah.
there were some things I wanted to accomplish anyway, within the next 30 to 60 days. So I kind of had some, already in the back of my mind. Um, the first one is I just bought a property up in Idaho. For those at SquadUp Summit, this was the one that I talked about while we were there. It's a wedding venue and a short-term rental. Both of those are new to me, right? I am not in the wedding venue or short-term rental field. I know this will surprise a lot of people, but we don't hold a lot of weddings at the hospital, so I'm not, normally running weddings. But I'm excited for it. It's great. In fact, just before jumping on here with you, I was on a call with the seller of that property, and basically the person that's going to kind of be the operations manager who was helping him last year, and she's sort of running things for us up there in Idaho right now. So we were on a call, but there's a bunch of stuff that I'd like to get done in the next 60 days up there. There's a midterm rental tenant in it right now until the 1st of June. So in the next 60 days, I've got to get that tenant out. I've got to turn the property. I want to there's some landscaping and some venue issues that need to be taken care of up there. The ceremony area needs new benches that I want to get built, and the lighting needs to be taken care of. The decks need to be redone. The inside of the house needs to be turned. I've got carpet and paint and a couple other things that I need to get done in there, all within the next 60 days. And then I want to, we're trying to get the bookings going. They weren't necessarily flowing previously, but we've got some good leads going right now. So within the next 60 days, I would like to have at least 3 to 4 bookings booked for this year, and potentially some ones for next year.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of the first goal there, is to get that up and running. And I want that property in the black within the next 60 days. I want it turning a profit within the next 60 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Goal number 1. That
Yes.
sounds like that could be goal like 3 and 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's all
Okay.
combined. It's a big umbrella goal.
Yes. All right. So then okay. So we talked about what your goal is and the actions that you're going to take with that. That's awesome.
Yep.
Right. And then your measurement is you want it in the black within the 60 days. You've got your idea of how many bookings you need to do that. So that's awesome. Okay. So
Yeah.
goal 2.
Yeah. Goal number 2. So goal number 2, I'm aggressively with some partners of mine, looking to acquire businesses. So we're talking with a number of different businesses. We're under negotiations with a few of them right now. And within the next 60 days, we want to have at least 2 businesses under contract. And these are businesses, everything we're looking at right now is an EBITDA greater than $1 million a year. So we're looking for 2 businesses cash flowing more than $1 million a year under contract within the next 60 days. That's goal
Nice.
number 2. Along with that, because we're going to have to come in with some cash to close those deals. We are looking for funding sources, so we may do some lending, some traditional lending, SBA lending, for some of them, because there is real estate involved. So we're looking at those sources, but at the same time, we're also looking for private equity. So equity partners, those that are looking to park their funds in something stable in these good businesses. We're talking medical or real estate adjacent businesses, normally with property associated with it for security. And like I said, a heavy cash flow. So within the next 60 days, I'm looking to raise potentially at least $2 million in private funding to acquire these businesses. So
Nice.
anybody watching this that has money they need to do something with, reach out to me.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Well, how did these businesses even get on your radar?
Yeah, so most of these right now are on market businesses. They're businesses being listed by a broker. So we're working with brokers on a lot of these businesses, especially these higher ones that are cash flowing more, that have a higher EBITDA. A lot of times, we need to refine how we're finding them off market. But a lot of those bigger ones want a true evaluation, and they want somebody to come in and tell them exactly how much they can get for it. They're not, I don't think they're as common off market. Maybe though. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not the business acquiring guru by any stretch of the imagination, but these are mostly on market. And then we're working to, like I said, hone in techniques for finding more off market deals as well. So if anybody's got a business they want to sell, reach out to me. We are buying businesses.
All
They
right.
don't have
All
to be
right.
cash flowing $1 million. We will take a look at lower level cash flow too. So if you got an off market business you're trying to move, we would love to take a look at it. Or even, a lot of times I have someone here in Utah that has a business that they would like me to come in and potentially partner on as sort of a consulting position for equity in the business.
Nice.
He's great with the business, not great with the management and administrative part of it. So, we also take a look at doing that kind of stuff too. But my main goal is with my business buying partners that I have in place right now to cash flowing businesses greater than $1 million within the next 60 days under contract. And with that, a private equity raise of greater than $2 million.
All right.
So, yeah.
Nice. Okay. So that's goal number 2. What is goal number 3?
Goal number 3, I stepped it back down. No, pretty much. So I am still acquiring, properties for just my personal portfolio. I am a big fan of long-term buy and hold, long-term rentals. I think it's more stable. If something cash flows as a long-term rental now, it will cash flow as long-term rental 5 to 10 years down the road. Short-term, mid-term, I think that's a little bit more trepidatious. I am happy to run short and mid-term rentals, but I want everything to cash flow as long-term. I am a firm believer that long-term rentals are one of the best overall long-term investments you can be in. So I'm still looking to add more long-term rentals to my portfolio.
Okay.
I would like to buy 2 homes, 1 a month for the next 60 days. And I would like to do that with 2 new partners that I haven't done a deal with before. So whether that is someone with money, if it's a private money partner that wants to come in and learn. So like I did with this Idaho deal, I had a private money partner that wanted to learn how to do this kind of stuff, the creative deals. She'd never done it before. She wanted me to walk her through it, and she brought the money. It was a sort of just, I have the money, will you please teach me type of thing. So we were able to buy a deal together. She got the education she was looking for. She got me into a deal that I didn't have to bring any of my own money to. So love doing deals with private money partners and helping them learn how to do these kind of things. I do have deals that are sent to me. I've got 2 right now that I would love to buy if I found partners on them. So whether it's that or whether it's somebody that has a deal that they're working on a seller with, that they maybe need somebody to come in and offer a fresh perspective in speaking with the seller. If they need somebody who's an end buyer that can come in and say, hey, I love this property. I would like to buy this property, and help on negotiations that way. If I can
Mhm.
help somebody close a deal and we can buy it together or wholesale it together. I
Yeah.
would just like to do deals with at least two new people, one deal a month with somebody that I have not done a deal with before.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you got three awesome goals to do in 60 days. Now, let me ask you this. On the properties that you're looking for, is it in a particular market, or do you have any preferences on that?
No, great question. I'm in Utah, so I love Utah as a market. Here's the thing with Utah is it's not a great cash flowing market. It is a fantastic appreciation market.
Okay.
So if somebody's got a self-directed 401k that they just want money to sit and park, you're going to make more in appreciation than it's going to make in your 401k, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of ideal there. If somebody needs their money back right away, it's tough in Utah, right?
Okay.
So with Utah partners on that, I'm looking more for those who are willing to sit in it for equity in the long term. I do buy in, Birmingham and Huntsville, Alabama. I buy in Tulsa and Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I buy in Memphis, Tennessee. In the good areas, there's a lot of areas you don't want to buy in Memphis, Tennessee, but there's certain
Yeah.
areas I will buy. And then I'm starting to look in Little Rock, Arkansas as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, Coeur d'Alene and that area up there, I now have a property up there. So I would definitely love to look at more properties up there and potentially do more deals since I'm already in the market.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. Well, so we've got the three goals, how you came to them, your measure for success. How do people get a hold of you? Because you've listed out a lot of opportunities here for people to partner up, money wise, or bringing the deal, and you could be the buyer. So yeah, how do we get a hold of you?
Yeah. Awesome question. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can change this real quick. So, um, let's see. Did that come through? Yeah, there it is. So
There
that's
you
my
go.
Instagram. On Instagram, I'm at _Dustin J.
Okay.
So you can find me there. That's on YouTube. When I put stuff on YouTube, that's also my YouTube handle. I'm on Facebook, Dustin Siler on Facebook. Probably the best place to get me though for like DMs and stuff like that is going to be Instagram, and I post some stuff on there. I post about deals and things on there. So that's going to be one of the easiest ways to get me. If anybody wants to reach out and send me a message on Facebook, please let me know who you are if you send me a message, because you get a lot of spam on Facebook.
True.
But yeah, you can connect with me on Instagram or Facebook, and Instagram also has my link tree on it with, other kind of links and stuff like that. You can schedule a call on there. If you want to jump on a call, we can jump on a Zoom and talk about potential opportunities, talk about partnering up, that kind of stuff. So Instagram's probably the best place to go.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. You've heard it, folks. Go to Instagram, connect with this man, do some deals.
Yes. Yes. I want to do
Awesome.
deals with a lot of awesome people. I would love to do more than 2 deals in 60 days. So anybody that wants to work together, let's
Ooh.
do it.
I think that's a challenge to everybody. Like, come on, more than two deals. Help
That's
this
right.
man do this.
That's right. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. We'll make my
Awesome.
goals and somebody else's goals happen. So
See? There you go.
yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to get this out there right away. And then we'll circle back in 60 days and talk about how things went.
Yeah. Sounds awesome. I appreciate you having me on. This was great. And I'm looking forward to the follow up.
Thank you. All right. Take care.